Nice to meet you, Mr.
Nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, well, thank you for meeting me out here. We're going to take a look at this property here that you sent me today. Before we start, though, I just wanted to give you a quick little rundown of what to expect.
Okay.
So first, we're going to look at the property and any others that you'd want to take a look at. Know that I'm going to be looking with you as well. I'm going to be checking mainly as far as like the ceiling and if I see any kind of cracks or shifts in any way. And also things like the exterior, like you're going to want to check to make sure there's no trees or bushes that are rubbing up against the exterior of the home, especially like the roof. Things like the fascia, you want to make sure that it's not rotted. So those are things that I'm going to be looking out for and try to catch. So if it does deter you from wanting to put an offer in, we'll, see that before we get to that step. Before we get started, is there any questions that you had for me or any concerns you had regarding buying?
No. No questions as of right now. Thank you. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So just a quick rundown of what to expect with the process. So we're gonna, view the homes, and then afterwards, assuming that you want to put an offer on one of the homes that we viewed today, then what we're gonna do is first I'm gonna run a market analysis for you to make sure that the numbers actually support what they're asking for the home. We're also gonna want to make sure to continue the conversation with your lender. We need to know if you need closing cost assistance or not. We need to know how much money you would need to put down for a down payment. Do you have an idea of where you're looking at as far as savings right now?
Yeah, I think it's around like 31,000 is what we got saved up. Of course, I don't want to use all of it, but if I have to, yes, we have that set aside specifically for the house searching.
Gotcha. And yeah, no, that's definitely helpful. And I wouldn't want you to have to use everything either. Definitely, it's good to have a reserve. So that's great though. So once we do get to that point, we'll chat with your lender and see what the numbers are looking like that makes sense for you. Okay. We'll run the market analysis and then we'll submit the offer based off of what we find. Okay. After that, assuming that the offer gets accepted, the next thing would be the home inspection. Mm-hmm. And even if the property looks like it was just built yesterday, I still highly, urge that we do the home inspection. And don't get scared if it's a long, lengthy home inspection report. They tend to be very detailed. They do that on purpose so that you can see what is wrong with the home, and it gives you an idea of what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. Now, I'll give you a heads up on what's more crucial to be fixed and what's more not as important or not going to be as crucial to you guys. But the things that we are going to want to be fixed, I'll be working on your half to negotiate those repairs. Did you have anything that you were concerned about when it comes to structural issues with the home?
No, nothing really. I've heard problems of like things going bad after people buying properties, but I mean, there's really no way to prevent that, I don't think, right? Like some things I've heard is like HVAC going bad after they bought. Like, is there anything you could do about that? Like,
so when we go look in the home, one thing that I will try to check is the year of the HVAC if I can see it. So what we could do is if you're concerned about the HVAC quality of it working, we could ask for a home warranty, as part of our offer, or if that's something that you're interested in. And that way, that even if it does go bad after you buy, you can call the home warranty and try to get somebody out as soon as possible to service you.
Got it.
So those are things that we could, consider.
Yeah. Do you know how much that normally costs? Like,
it's based on what you request, but generally between $500, $700 for a home warranty policy is pretty normal.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
And how long does that cover for usually?
A year.
Okay.
Got
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Another part of the inspection to let you know about is the termite and moisture inspection, which is a separate inspection, but they check the foundation and crawl space of the entire home. It's actually really important in this area specifically because we have a very humid environment. So we do have, some moisture concerns simply because we're right by the water. So if, like termites were to come up on that report, it's not that big of a concern, but we will get it treated to make sure that that has been resolved. And that's actually required as part of our contracts here in Hampton Roads to get that clear letter before we can move further in the transaction.
Got it.
Yep.
Do I pay for the treatment or who?
So usually the seller would pay unless you specifically wanted to, have a good relation with the company. But usually we can put that on the seller to use their own company to provide the clear letter.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, do they cover up to a certain amount, or like is like?
Yeah. So side note, is that like repairs or the inspection?
Repairs and treatment for the termite and moisture.
Okay. Yeah. So if we need to do any repairs for termite and moisture, usually there's a 1% cap. So that's 1% of the cost of the home. And so whatever home we go with, we'll know that that's 1%. The repairs can be up to that amount. It's not always up to that amount. Sometimes it will be less. But that, again, that's something that we can put on to the sellers when we get to that stage of the process.
Got it. The 1%, is that like to cover like whatever repairs home inspection wise, or like?
No, just for termite and moisture. That 1%
okay.
cap. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. That's not bad. Cool.
Okay. So yeah, and then once we get past those inspections, then assuming we've agreed upon those repairs that's needed, then the next stage is usually the appraisal. When the bank or the lender orders an appraiser to go out to the property, they usually use like neighborhood sales and comparable homes to get a good idea of what the value of the home is. So that goes hand in hand with this market analysis that I'm going to run before every offer that we put in. Because we'll get an idea of what the appraisal will come back at before we even get to that step. So usually, if we've gotten to this point in the transaction, more than likely the numbers worked for us. So assuming that the appraisal comes back at value, and if there are any repairs at that point, we'll negotiate that as well. But moving along past that, as long as the appraisal comes back good, then we can get to the next stage of the home, which is of the process, which is preparing for us to close on the home.
Got it.
And then that's pretty much it. It's not a super lengthy process, but there are a lot of moving parts to it. I know that it was a lot of information I gave you today, so don't worry, I'm gonna refresh you throughout the process and let you know what's coming next as we move along with each step. Did you have any questions about anything that I just said?
No. That's you've been super helpful. Thank you. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
awesome. So yeah, we'll take a look at this home right now, and then I guess we fast forward through looking. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a really nice house, Claudia. We like it. How do we go about submitting an offer, I guess?
Okay, that's great that you want to put in an offer. What did you guys like about the home?
So we really like how it's open.
Okay.
We like the openness, the high ceilings. It makes it feel like you got a lot more space. The natural light is nice too. But yeah, we can really see our family in the house. So yeah, we like it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we're definitely going to want to, I'm going to go home and write up a market analysis for this home to check the numbers in the neighborhood and make sure that this asking price makes sense.
Okay.
2, we're going to also want to, get in touch with your lender, jump on the phone with him, and let him know that you're thinking about putting in an offer so we can get an accurate idea of what our down payment needs to be and if we need to ask for closing cost assistance.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay.
So yeah, we'll do that and we'll touch back bases in about 2 hours.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, great job.
Thank you.
Good stuff.